bit of a different streak now. You guys have won 2 in a row. How do you maintain that momentum and then Saturday?
Well, I mean, we felt good about the way we've been playing, even in those 3 close losses. We just hadn't, we hadn't pushed over the edge and got the win. And it all started down there Saturday in San Antonio, and just found a way to finish that game off. Played really well in the first half down there, and then held off that rally. And we knew once we got a win, and we could tie some success to, the way the guys have been responding to everything we've been doing. But we knew we were moving forward, it was going to get better. And it showed down there at UAB on Wednesday night. I mean, that was a tremendous game. It was just two really good teams going at it. I mean, if you were a fan, a college basketball fan, and you didn't know anything about either team, you just turned to that channel that night. I mean, that was a great college basketball game. 2 teams going at it, a lot of individual play that stood out on both sides of the ball. But just a tremendous game. We come out of there with a win, gives us even more confidence moving forward.
Coach, dealing with injuries over these past few years, we've seen the 6, 7, 8, 9 guys and how the depth hasn't really been there, but this year is kind of there more. How big was that, especially in that UAB game with Dante? How big has that been this season?
Well, it was the difference in winning and losing. I mean, if you look at the stat, an incredible stat, we outscored their bench 33-11. And Jordan Rawls played a big role in that. But Dante, as you mentioned, hit that big shot at the end. Christian goes 2 for 2 on threes. He did a great job on Walker when he was in there. Tyrone Marshall's just playing every night. I mean, he's just getting better. The more minutes he plays, the better. He's a typical guy coming off the bench who's got talent, he's got toughness. The more he plays, the more he's going to produce. And then you even had Falou came in and did a good job in the first half, had to come in the second half when we fouled some guys out. And then even Darius Miles got an opportunity who we've been pressing him, just don't give up. Big guys are the ones who always turn the corner late. He's a great kid, he's working hard, so we want to reward him and put him on the ball in that last play. So back to your original question, that's the difference in the game, 33-11. And we knew those guys had it. We had a meeting in our locker room the Monday after the Middle Tennessee game, and we went through every one of those guys and said, you guys are the X factor for these reasons. And they're talented, they know how to play. With the exception of Jordan Rawls, the other ones just haven't been on the stage yet at the college level. And we saw like old Jordan Rawls Wednesday night. So those guys, I mean, they're the key in a league that's just kind of eating itself alive. Anybody can beat anybody. Depth in this league right now is critical. I mean, we've got great depth.
Right. As you said before, you were kind of concerned with fatigue during some of those games you were coming up short in. So was it sort of a concerted effort to get more kids ready to play some minutes for you and extend the legs a little?
Well, we knew all summer, all preseason that we had depth. I mean, it's, you can just look at their backgrounds, where they came from in terms of transfers, if they were junior college transfers, what level they played at, how they played in junior college. So we knew the talent was there, and we just had to give them an opportunity. And now they know they're going to get an opportunity. They know they're going to play right now. And there's no substitute for, in my heart, in my mind, I know I'm going to get my chance to play tonight. I work my tail off in practice. I know I'm going to get a player. I just got to know I'm going to get that opportunity. And they have that right now. And I just think you're seeing the fruits of that. So in terms of fatigue and those things, it shouldn't affect us as much. When we have guys that are capable of doing what those guys did. Now the thing that happened the other night, just in general, and they were a huge part of it, just look at the numbers, was we made threes. And we knew, when we started making threes, it was going to change us offensively. And those guys made them off the bench. And then you had Davion, what he's doing lately from the three-point line, it totally changed his game. Because when you have to guard him at the three-point line, we know what he can do off the dribble. He gets real dangerous when he's making threes like he has the last 2 games.
Speaking of three-pointers, I feel like that's been an emphasis over the past couple of losses, whether it was Tyler Perry or Middle Tennessee before. With FIU, you got Denver Jones who's shooting over 40%, and most of the team are shooting over 30%. How big defensively is that a part of the game coming up?
Well, it's an area we've got to improve in. We've made a huge emphasis in practice and talk to the team about three-point defense, and we still have to get better now. The other night against UAB, Jelly Walker did his thing. I mean, he's their main three-point shooter. I think he hit 7 for 15, which is going to make their team percentage really high. But he's a different kind of guy. But we moving forward. That's an area we've got to improve in. That area and rebound, defensive rebound. We got crushed on the offensive glass against UAB Wednesday. That's what they do. We all know that, and they're big and physical, but that can't be an excuse. And we've got to get better in that area. Now as you mentioned, FIU, they spread out. They probably don't shoot as many threes as they have in the past, but they've got guys who can make threes. What they do is spread you out. They're tremendous off the dribble, driving, kicking, creating help, and then all of a sudden they move the ball and get a three. So there's no secret sauce to stop that. You just have to be aware of it, who's the shooter, who isn't. And the thing against a team like FIU, you've got to guard the ball. Like if I guard the ball and if I don't get beat, then all that help's not going to be created. But if I get beat off the dribble, now my teammates have to help me. And that's when you get those open threes, and that's certainly how they play.
They've kind of been uneven when you look at the results this year, but they seem to really be coming on here lately. What have they done a little better that you've noticed scout?
Well, they're playing really well right now. All you have to do is look at they beat UAB 2 games back in overtime. They lost to FAU in overtime Saturday. They could have easily won, had a driving basket at the end. It would have sent it to double overtime. But I just say I think they're a typical team in the transfer portal age. They're just kind of a mix and match of players. They've got 2 freshmen playing on the perimeter. They've got transfers. They've got a couple of guys back. So I think in general, teams like that will get better as the year goes along, as chemistry develops, as you get some confidence in playing. But as much as anything with them, I think it's just you look at when you start 2 freshmen in the backcourt, like those first 5 or 6 games are going to be tough, and the more they play, the better they'll get, the more comfortable they'll get. And they'll be ready to play in here tomorrow because, in this league, when you come into the arena, you're ready to play because they cherish the opportunity to play in an atmosphere like it's going to be in here Wednesday, so they'll be ready to play.
Short night for E-Man. What's his status and kind of the health of the team?
Yeah, he's day to day with his injury, so we just kind of, we'll see what the trainers say today and moving forward each day. He had pretty good. He actually got pushed into, it was a foul, he missed it. Gaines, he didn't do it purposely, but Gaines trying to box him out, pushed him into Jarius. So the contact was between he and Jarius, and then he fell to the floor, and maybe somebody may have accidentally kicked him all the way to the floor, but he took a hard hit, and we'll just see day to day where that is. And but it's kind of next man up mentality. The good thing about what you all referenced earlier is depth. When you have depth, and we're good there. We lose a lot of experience in him. With any man, ability to post up and do some things. But, Jordan Rawls is a different kind of look at you when he's out there with David. And I think Christian Lander, the more he plays, he's kind of like Tyrone. The more he plays, you're going to see that talent coming out. So we've got guys there, and obviously they've got to step up and replace the guy who's really been playing well lately. I think he had 16, 17 in San Antonio on Saturday.
You guys have been kind of rock steady with the starting 5 all year, so potentially replacing him would probably be one of those 2 guys.
Yeah, it'll be one of those 2. Those 2 guys, they will, along with Dave, play the bulk of those minutes. It's the 1 and the 2 for us. And Luke can always slide down and play some 2 if he needs to. But we've got good depth there, and it's really good that they're both coming off good games. Jordan had a tremendous game, and Christian hit those 2 big threes, and it was really good. What people don't see about a guy like Christian Lander is how good defensively he is. Dave's really good on the ball defense, and Christian Lander is too. He's so quick, and just that's where those guys have to add to that maybe a stat sheet doesn't tell you every time.
Even with E-Man, Jordan, he missed the game before this, and he had a great game. But is his hand, wrist okay? Like, is he like 100% now, or is there still some lingering?
Yeah, it's better, and that's why I think give John Irwin credit. We basically shut him down for a week, and that week off helped him heal up, and I think it obviously showed Wednesday night that he wasn't affected at all. Those mid-range shots, which that's his game. He's kind of old school in that sense, but he had it going Wednesday night, so that gives him the confidence. And he's such a playmaker too. Like what we miss from him is he creates shots for others. Like he creates shots for J-Bar on that. When he's attacking the rim, he'll lob it up there. He sees things like a big play in that game was late in the game. when they leveled him off, he drove it, they leveled him off. And Dave was in ISO, he kicks it out to Jordan, he kind of drove it left. And Jerry has changed sides of the floor, he went from the left corner to the right corner. And George saw it all. Not many guys on the floor will see that. He saw it all, skips it to Jerry's, and Jerry's hit that big three kind of midway through the second half, maybe later than that, in that right corner. He just sees things that not everybody sees.
Coach, this is our first home Saturday game in over a month, and then obviously we've got Monday as well. Kind of speak to the importance of being back in Diddle Arena and a good home crowd.
Well, it should be, naturally things fall into place. We hadn't had a home game in a while, and coming off a huge win at UAB. I mean, these guys, everybody knows like what they're going through with coaching situation and everything. So they've been unbelievable with us. I mean, they've done everything we asked them to do, and we as coaches, since coaches have been out, what we've talked about amongst ourselves is just showing these guys gratitude that they deserve from us for what they've given back to us. And in doing so, you're kind of giving back to everybody. And they're good people. That's the number one reason. It's not something, they're not checking a box. It's just your character coming out. When you go through some adversity, your character will really come out. And they've been tremendous to us. So I think it's a great time right now. We're coming off a huge win at UAB. We've won 2 in a row. We've got some momentum. Like we're moving on now. The college football playoff is over. The NFL playoffs are starting. This is the time when these conferences. We're 5 games in. On this time Monday, on this time Tuesday, we're going to be 7 games in with only 13 to go in league play. So, I just hope it'll be a great crowd in here. Our students will be back next week. I know we got the Med Center folks coming in Saturday, so we expect a really good crowd. And this is a tough place to play. So they can, our fans can make such a difference in how this team plays. And they feed off the energy. We know we're all hoping for a big crowd here Saturday.
Hey, speaking of Coach, is there any update on him? How's he doing?
He's doing a lot better. I mean, I think there'll be some talk about that soon. Doing a lot better. I talk to him all the time. I can just tell in his voice. I mean, he's close to coming back, and he's done what he needed to do. But he's been great throughout this process. He's been terrific with me on talking about things and never putting any pressure on me and just keeping me clear-minded and speaking confidence to me. So he's doing well.
I want to ask you about how have you guys divided the workload as a coaching staff, being one short like that? Has it been just a little more for everybody, or has somebody really stepped into enhance?
Well, that's a great question, because normally when you have 3 full-time assistants who can be on the court, like myself and Coach Grant and Coach Frost, we alternate scouting, so it's mixed up amongst 3. So when I move into the new role, that means that Coach Grant and Coach Frost are doing every other scout. And if anybody's ever done a scouting report and the way we do them with much detail, I mean, those guys, I mean, they haven't slept much, I can promise you that. And they've done a tremendous job, and they haven't shown, our players never see that. Those guys are fatigued right now, but our players never see it. And they just come to work every day, and they take it home with them at night. So they've done a tremendous job. It's meant that Cam Justice has been on the floor. He's done a great job in his role on the floor with the players and helping us to prepare. And then Coach Franklin, I mean, he's been through this a lot, Coach Franklin. So he knows what to do. He's an experienced guy. So we've got good experience in those guys. And then we got 2 GAs, Mike Featherston and Wyatt. Those guys have been tremendous too. Everybody's really stepped up and done their part. But man, Coach Grant and Coach Frost, what they've done with those scout reports has been something else.
Anything else for Coach? All right.